Okay, I think we're live here. All right. Okay, welcome back. It's been a couple weeks, I think, since we have been on here with our MORFIT live workouts. So we had a couple weeks off, just some changes both with studio space and staffing with the gyms opening up. So thank you for your patience. Hopefully you were jumping back on some of the previous workouts. We also recognize that we've been having some audio issues with some of our recordings. More so with some of the other instructors. So hopefully we have that all figured out as we go forward. We won't promise that we'll have every Monday, Wednesday, Friday covered at this point. At some point we will get back on the regular schedule, but we're still just juggling a couple things in terms of our instructors. We might even offer some different times, or maybe you'll see us back on Monday, Wednesday, Friday as per usual. So things are a little bit up in the air, but we are here today. We're ready to work. Happy to be with you guys. Thanks for joining. And today we have a little bit more of a quad heavy workout. So quads and glutes, kind of a welcome back to the home-based workouts for you guys. We're going to just need a couple light weights today, and if you don't have weights, anything that just adds a little bit of resistance, whether that's your cans of soup, your bottles of water, whatever it might be, anything will be fine. I've just got a couple 5-pound dumbbells here. That's more than enough weight for what we will be using them for. All right, let's get started. Warm up as usual, get into the workout, and then a couple stretches at the end. All right, we're gonna start with some arm circles here. Open up our shoulders. Just in case it has been a couple weeks since you have been active with us, then we're going to get into things a little bit slower here today. Nice and big circles here just to open up the range of motion for the shoulders and other direction. Keep it nice and big. All right. Feeling good to move already. Okay, get your feet grounded about hip width apart here, knees nice and straight. We're gonna fold forward, stretching out through the backs of the legs. Let the head fall nice and relaxed in the shoulders and in the neck. And then we're gonna drop the hips down into a squat. As low as you're comfortable. If that's it, that's fine. If you're comfortable going lower down, perfect. And just kind of wiggling back and forth. You can see I'm rocking on the ankles here, pushing the hips open a little bit more out to the sides, whatever you feel comfortable with. Hands on the floor. We're going to step back with the right leg, trying to get a nice 90-degree angle or knee located over top of the heel on the left side, and really reaching back with the right to get a stretch in the front of the right hip. All right, straighten out both knees. So we're in this split or A-frame position here, stretching out the back of the left leg and the hamstring and maybe back of the right leg and the calf. All right, step out with the left foot, step in with the right. Drop the back knee down if you'd like, or keep it in the air, but we're driving the hips forward here to stretch out the front of the left hip. Both feet stay planted here, straighten out the knees. I'm right against the back wall here. Gotta move forward a bit. All right, straightening out the knees. Hamstring on the right leg, calf on the left. Okay, step out with the right, both knees on the floor. Just be a little cautious with this next one. If your ankles don't like it, you can put a foam roller or a pillow underneath your ankles. But we're going to sit back into this kneeling position, and then we're going to place our hands back behind us, leaning backwards. Now from here, we're going to squeeze our glutes to push the hips forward. So we're lifting our glutes off of our heels, trying to get a nice stretch coming through the anterior thigh and the quad. If you don't feel much of a stretch, feel free to go down to your elbows and repeat that same drive from your glutes. If you find that puts pressure into the low back, like you're hyperextending your lumbar spine, then back off and go back up to the hands. We're not necessarily trying to get the shoulders down to the ground. You can do it if you'd like, but the goal is getting the stretch here. So if you feel it, then that's what we're after. All right,
Come on out of there. And then we're gonna spread both legs out to the side. Toes pointing straight forward, stretching out the inner thigh. I like to rock back and forth on the legs. You can just keep it nice and static if you choose. Whatever gives you a nicer stretch or opening up through the inner thigh. All right. And come back up. We're just gonna get the heart rate going a little bit before we get into the workout. Let's start with some jumping jacks here. We're gonna go through 10 repetitions, 2, 3. I'm always worried that the mic is bouncing around and messing up with the audio, so I'm just gonna hold the mic here. 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gonna go into high knees, 10 per side. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then into a squat, raising one knee up as close to the chest as you can, squat back down, other knee is going to come up, 5 per side till we get to a total of 10 squats. We're going to warm up these squat muscles because we're doing a lot of work with them today. That's 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. All right, we're gonna call that our warm-up. Excuse me. So, our workout today, we're gonna go through a series of, I believe we have 7 exercises. It might be 6. We're gonna go through for either repetitions or time, but because it's back and forth between the two, if it's repetition-based, I'll count it out. If it's time-based, I'll just let you know when we're moving on to the next exercise. Once we get to the end of the main circuit, then we have a bit of a recovery exercise to work the back side of the body, and then we're gonna cycle through the whole thing again. Let's adjust this light here for one quick second. Okay. All right, we're gonna learn these together as we go, instead of me showing them ahead of time. Dumbbells are needed later on. Okay, so we're starting with a lunge, but we're gonna try to keep our heels up the entire time. So we're gonna get our calves worked at the same time. Essentially what we're doing, I'll show from the side first, is we're gonna step back into a lunge. Notice the heel is up here, stepping forward, and then alternating to the other side. You can walk around as you do your lunges if you like, do it stationary, step forward, step back, whatever you're more comfortable with. So let's get those started here together. I'm gonna go back into the lunge and then alternate to the other side. And we're just going back and forth here. We're going through 10 per side. If at some point the calves feel like, you know what, they've had enough work or it's too much, just put the heels down and feel free to take the calf out of the exercise. Or if the balance is all over the place, find a wall. If that allows you to work the calves a bit more without falling down, then you can hold on to an object. All right. Well, if you've worked out with me before, you know as soon as I start talking, I lose track of my repetitions. So I'm just going to say, now this is somewhere around 7 per side. I'm going to go 3 more per side. If we do a little more, a little less, that's okay. Life is unpredictable, isn't it? There's 9. And we got 10s. All right, so that's our first exercise in the circuit. We're going to come down here into a beast position or a bear position, you might hear it as. So our knees are not on the floor. The knees are off the floor. Hands under the shoulders and knees located directly under the hip. So try to avoid being here or here. And we're going to go through kickouts. So we're going to kick straight back with one leg, bring the knee back into position, alternate to the other side. The tendency for these, when we kick back, is that the other knee comes up. We want to avoid that. Try to keep your knee 1 to 2 inches from the floor at all times. All right, ready to go? And let's go. Kick. Bring it back in. Other side. And switch. These are nice and slow and controlled. We're not rushing these. Even if you finish your 10 reps before I do, I want you to keep going until I'm done. Yes, this works the shoulders and the other plank-based muscles like the abs, but you're probably mostly aware of your quads, assuming your knee is hovering just above the floor. It's getting a lot of work in this position. Six. Nice full kick back. 7. 8. Woo. Oh, my left knee's starting to come up a little bit. Gotta watch I don't cheat. And 10. All right, from here, we're going straight out to a push-up. So just step straight back from that beast position, and we're gonna go into a push-up and up. 10 repetitions. 2, 3, 4.
What this is saying then is
5,
that just
6,
as you don't know how you manage
7,
to be conscious, how you manage to
8,
grow and shape this body of yours,
9,
that doesn't mean to say that you're not doing it.
and 10.
Equally,
From here,
you don't know
we're going to come in to a low squat
how the
position.
universe
Hands go back down on the floor,
constellates the
back out to a plank.
and galactifies
If the
galaxies.
jumping is not
You don't
comfortable, you can step into a low
know. That
squat,
doesn't mean to say
step back out.
that you
But we're trying to
doing
keep
it in just the same way
this
as you're
hips
breathing
low,
without
shoulders
knowing how
high,
you breathe.
spine long position. So try not to end up here, or all the way down here. Challenge yourself in that squat position, and then right back out to the plank. All right, here we go. 10 reps. Out to plank, into low squat. That's 1. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, step out if you need to, 8, 9, and 10. All right, standing up. We're heading into jump squats. 10 repetitions. You're probably wondering where's the time-based exercise? That's coming up next. All right, jump squat, arms go back on the way down. Propel yourself up in the air by pulling your hands up and driving through the legs. Nice soft landing. Hope I don't take out my lights here. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, make sure the knees are out. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Last exercise in our lengthy circuit. I forgot to mention this, I apologize. If you have a ball, grab one. If you don't, just sit on the wall, no problem. We're going to a wall sit. All right, feet are laid out about 30 degrees in front of where your torso is. Drop down, trying to get as close to parallel in the thighs as possible. Here we go. And we're just holding. This is a good way to cheat. Sometimes cheating is good if it gets us by. If we can avoid it, try to avoid it. And if you need breaks, just come up, shake the legs out, and come back down. We're working for a minute here in our wall sit. I'll be taking a few breaks probably after all that other quad work we've done. This is just finish them off here for our first set. Remember, we got that recovery exercise coming up after the wall sit. Our minute is almost up. Guys are doing great. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let the quads enjoy a little bit of recovery here. If you have a mat, you might want to take a mat out. Mine's covered in stuff, so I'm just going to go on the floor. All right, grab your light weights, your dumbbells, water bottles, soup cans, but make sure it's light. Like I would say 2-3 pounds is probably more than enough. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get down on the floor, face down, arms out in a T position or cross position. Chest comes up, dumbbells come up, and we're holding. If you want to spice it up, you can do little circles. When you get too tired, you're going to come up and just start punching until we get to the end of the round. All right, so we're on the floor for time, and then we're standing until the end of the round. So depending on how long you're on the floor for, you might be punching for 30 seconds, you might be punching for 10 seconds. All right, let's get down. And let's go. Everything lift up. Palms are facing the floor or even facing towards the top of the head. Try not to turn your palms to face your hips. Keep facing the floor here to keep the neck nice and neutral. Keep breathing. If that's uncomfortable on the abdominal area, then just find some towels or clothing, pillow, mat. You might be punching already. That's all right. Get up there, start punching. We're almost here at time. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody's up and punching now together. Just a quick 10-second run. 3, 2, and 1. All right. So that's our first round. I'm going to take a quick water break. We're going to fire through that whole series again, starting with the lunges, finishing with the punches. All right, maybe take a quick drink for me. I neglected to bring my bottle into the workout area here today. So you can hydrate on my behalf. All right, so round 2, same thing. We got the heel up lunges, 10 per side. The beast kickbacks, 10 per side, 10 push-ups, 10 jump squats. Then we're onto the wall for a max hold. Well, maximum of a minute. Probably a max hold for most of us. And then we're back on the floor with the dumbbells. And then finishing up with punches. Okay, that is it. Let's get ready to roll. Okay, I'm going to walk around in a circle here for my lunges on the second round, just to get a little bit more scenery in. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and begin. 10 lunges per side. Heels up the whole time if you can. Try not to touch down with the transitionary leg in between reps. If you can just step fully through, then that gives you a little bit less recovery than if you pause and then step through. This is the smallest circle anyone has ever lunged before. I'm sure of it. And maybe I'm not getting in much more scenery than if I just stayed put. 10 per side, again. I have an inaccurate count going on, I'm sure. If you've been counting, feel free to stop at 10. I'm going to call this the beginning of 7. 8. Getting dizzy here. 9. Oh, that was definitely more than 10 reps. Now I'm seeing how many lunges it takes to make a circle. All right, that's our 10 per side. Let's get down to the floor. Beast kickbacks. Knees above the ground. Here we go. Full extension in the leg. Keep the knee just off the ground. That's 2. 3.
What are you going to do when hip hop goes out?
Hip hop,
4.
it's right here. It's how you feel. It's a style. So it can go out.
5. 6. Do you notice my knee starting to come up? 7. If you did, means you're not doing this with me. 9. Last one. And 10. Immediately into push-ups. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plank to squat. I think I forgot that one in the lineup. Here we go. Plank position, squat. Plank, squat. 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 to go. 8, 9, and 10. Jump squats. Okay, 10 jumps. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Legs are tired. On the wall. 1 more minute of wall sits. And then we're back on the floor. Okay, find that around 30-degree angle. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Nice good sweat going on. Hopefully enjoying your workout too. Keep breathing. Go as long as you're comfortable going. Make sure the knees aren't crashing in. If you're finding it easy to get the whole minute in, check if you're not all the way down to parallel. You might be up here. See if you can get lower. If you feel any pressure in your knees, it might be because your feet are too far back. Bring your feet a little more forward. So when you're at the bottom, your knee is approximately over top of your heel, as opposed to in line with your toes or past your toes. The further they go, the more pressure you'll get in your knee. If you got good, strong, healthy knees, your knees can probably go anywhere and you'll be fine. Woo! 15 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Great job. All right. you made that full minute, you got much stronger legs than I do. All right. Let's get down to the floor. We're going into those super T's with the optional circle. Excuse me. At the 30-second mark, we're up and we're punching. So if you don't make it to full 30, up and punch. Or you could take a break and go back into the T's. Up to you. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and we're up. If you don't have any weights with you, maybe challenge yourself by doing those circles. If you got the weights, just holding is probably enough. Ten seconds. Keep going. I'm up to punches though. You got 5 seconds on those super T's. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody's up. 10-second punch. 2, 1, and here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. That's it, guys. Put your dumbbells down. Grab your water if you have it. A quick towel off here for me. All right. So we're gonna head into a couple stretches here. We got a few minutes to get some stretches in, and then we're gonna call it a day. Woo. So let's start with the hamstrings. We'll do a standing hamstring today. Just feet hip width apart, toes straight forward. Keep your knees nice and straight. And we're going to hinge our way down, reaching down towards the shin, or the ankle, or the toes, or the floor. Your spine can either stay neutral, as in this pattern, and then find your end range, or you can round the spine to find your end range. From either of those two positions is fine. Hold both hands on the ground. You're going to step back with your right leg, and the left leg is going to cross over. So we'll go into a pigeon pose or pigeon stretch. So my left knee is pointing straight forward towards you guys, and we're going to fold the chest over top with the left knee, going as far down as you feel you need to get a stretch inside the left glute. To increase the stretch, think of pulling or pushing your left hip to the wall behind you, like someone was trying to grab your hip and pull it back towards the wall. And that should increase your sensation of a gluteal stretch quite nicely. That's wonderful. All right, we don't have a ton of time on the stretches. I always feel I'm robbing you guys on nice, long, arduous stretches, but that's what Kaya's mobility day is for, isn't it? Okay, step back with the left leg, step in with the right, and we're gonna fold over top of the right knee. All right, my breathing rate has come down. Darth Vader can go away. Again, we're pulling the right hip towards the wall behind us. All right. Come to a either kneeling position or seated or standing. Really any position that's not on the floor, lying down. We're going to go into a trap stretch. So my right arm is going to feel heavy. I'm going to think of pushing my right shoulder down to the floor. I can even lock that hand underneath the body part if I would like to. Nice tall posture here. You're gonna have a hard time stretching if you're slouched. So get nice and tall. And then our left ear drops towards our left shoulder. Several ways to increase the intensity of the stretch, especially if you're locked in with the right hand. You can lean towards the left side. I can apply, just go gentle with it, extra pressure on the head. I can even put, I might hit the mic here, press on the fascia just above my collarbone or clavicle. Just a slight depression and pull down away from the ear. Another way to increase the release with the fascial network in the area. Either way, we should be getting a stretch coming down the right side of the neck. All right, let's release there. We'll go up to the other side. So lock in the left arm, recheck the posture in case you lost it in that last stretch, and then we're gonna drop the right ear to the right shoulder. You can play with angle of the head, so dropping the chin to the chest or driving the chin up to the ceiling will change which fibers of the upper trap you're going to focus on. Or even doing a bit of a rotation of the neck will change as well. Probably mentioned a number of times before, anytime we're doing stretches, I highly encourage us to explore our bodies when we do that. So play with different angles. You don't have to go into that same position every single time you stretch, because that will improve that one angle, but we're very multi-directional, I was gonna say dimensional, but multi-directional, we'll go with that, in terms of the way that our muscle fibers run. So always good to play with different angles to target different fibers, target different troubled areas or trigger points through our stretching. All right, let's release that. I think I'm a couple minutes over there, so I'm going to call that a wrap for us. Thank you very much for joining me today in the 30-minute class. Stay tuned for our next one. I'm hoping it's going to be Wednesday with Darren again. Again, it depends a little bit on some of our staffing. So keep an eye out. We'll be back again for another free class very soon, guys. Have a great night.